Welcome back to the kitchen at Anderson Acres. Forgive the dishwasher running in the background. So, today we are going to be making a very simple and yet delicious chicken dish. We're going to make barbecued chicken snacks. This is really, really easy. Whether it's game day or you just want a barbecued snack, and this can be done, by the way, on the barbecue. This can be done in your oven. I'm going to do it on in the broiler, whatever. But whether you just want a barbecue snack or it's game day or whatever, this is perfectly delicious and fairly simple to make. So, we are going to start by cutting 4 chicken breasts into 4 or 6 pieces, depending on personal preference, really. What do you want? It's really about how do you want to cut your chicken. It doesn't matter that much, okay? 4 pieces, 5 pieces, 6 pieces, it doesn't matter. Just cut the chicken. Make sure your chicken breasts are defrosted if they have been frozen. Otherwise, you're fine. Just, however your chicken breasts are, it literally doesn't matter. Okay, chicken breast is cut up. Now we are going to move over to the stove. We are done being at the counter. Everything else we're going to do is over at the stove, at least until the very end. So let's go on over. All right, we are over at the stove, and I'm knocking boxes over. Don't worry about me. We're over at the stove. We have heated some butter, just a couple tablespoons, in a skillet over medium or medium-high heat. Now we're going to take our chicken pieces, and we are going to sear them. They don't have to be cooked all the way through. It's okay if they're not. Okay? They can be just par cooked. We're just looking for a sear on the outside. So medium or medium high. You don't want to burn your butter, but you do want them to sear. So you know your stove better than I know your stove. So you can decide how hot you need your stove. I almost dropped that on the floor. Glad I didn't. So I'm going to pop these in here. There may not be room for all of them. I might have to do it in 2 rounds. This is what I'm going to time lapse. There's not a whole lot of point in me sitting here talking while I do this. So let's just time lapse this part. All right, we're pretty much done with the time lapsing. So I'm going to start removing these as they're cooked, and we're going to start adding other ingredients into our pan. So now we're going to drop our heat down to like medium low because we're going to not have this on too much longer. But we do need to make a sauce. Okay? So the first thing we are going to add after we get all our chicken pieces out, and you're removing them to a nice pan. The first thing we're going to add is a cup of chicken broth. Okay? Get a cup of chicken broth in there. Then we're going to start adding some other ingredients. First, we are going to add some chives, maybe some green onions if that's the way you roll. I'm doing chives. You can do both. You can do chives and green onions. And you're not cleaning out the pan. Okay, you want that chickeniness and the butter still in that pan. But you're turning the heat down so it doesn't get crazy. You're also going to add a little bit of flour, about a tablespoon of flour. And we're going to mix that basically into a roux. We're going to mix that in. What I should be using is a whisk, but, oh no, I do have a couple of clean whisks. Okay, to be fair, I wasn't paying that much attention. So you should use a whisk for this part. Get that flour broken up. Okay? You want that flour broken up because you're making a sauce here. Now, you can make this sauce easy enough without doing the chicken part. So if you really like this sauce at the end of the day, you can use it. So I haven't broken down all my flour, and that's actually okay. It'll break down as it cooks. Okay, so and some of it's chicken pieces. Like, that's a chicken piece. That's not going to break down because that's a piece of chicken. So know that you might have a little bit of chicken in here, and you did put chives and green onions, so not all of it will break down. And that's okay. Also, I'm doing a little splashing because, that's how we roll. Okay, now we need some other ingredients for this sauce. Also, let's preheat our broiler. We're going to turn our broiler on just so it's preheated. So we are going to need about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Okay, not regular mustard. This is Dijon. You could use regular mustard. It's really better with Dijon. I'm telling you, it's better with Dijon. Okay, I promise you it's better with Dijon mustard. Get that swirling around in there. Looking good, feeling good. Though I don't really care how Dijon mustard feels. I don't really care. It doesn't have feelings. It's mustard. But this is not difficult to do. And I'm going to switch back to my whisk. But I like having a spatula to smush things. It's really good if your mustard starts to lump. It's good to take your spatula and smush things. So after that, we are going to want some lemon juice. Okay. Now we don't want our mixture to scorch, but we do want it bubbling. That's why we turned the heat down, but not off. So we want about a tablespoon of lemon juice. We don't need a ton. Maybe 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. A little extra lemon juice never hurt anyone. So I did about a tablespoon and a half. You do want that acid, but if you don't love the acidic nature, cut it in half and only do like a tablespoon. Or split the difference and do a tablespoon and a half like I did. There we go. Okay, next up, we have some sweet chili sauce. I'm using Thai, and yes, I have a brand new jar because I used up my old jar. So I'm using Thai, and it's very, very good. Okay, we are going to leave it at the lower heat, but I'm using a Thai chili sauce. You can use whatever chili sauce you like, and I'm going to do about 3 tablespoons. You can do a little more if you want more heat, or you could add some chili flakes or something like that. That is fine too. Okay, and so now we want to mix that in there as well. Okay, now what we're going to do is we want to set our timer. Okay, we want to set our timer for 5 minutes. And we want to simmer this. Okay, that's why we turned our heat down. So we're going to just let this do its thing. Lower heat. We're just going to let it kind of simmer away. It'll cook slightly for, 5 minutes. And it'll thicken a little bit. But it won't thicken a ton because we've turned the heat down. But we do want it to thicken a little bit. So we'll come back when our 5-minute timer's elapsed. There's no point in time lapsing because this is what you're going to see, right? So we will come back when our 5-minute timer has elapsed. All right, our timer just went off. We are going to pull that sauce off the heat. Okay? Bring our chicken over. Now we are going to take a basting brush. Take some of this sauce that has thickened. You can see it's thickened. We're going to take some of this sauce and plop it on there. Not all the sauce. We need some for the second round of baking. And we're going to need some to pour over at the end. So just glob it on there. Don't worry too much. Don't get all fussed about it. Remember, we turned our broiler on. So our broiler is preheated and ready. And we're just going to glop that on there. Don't worry. You're going to have some little bits of chive or green onion, or maybe you added another couple ingredients to see how it tastes. That's fine. Right? You can add, one of the things I like about cooking at home is you can add whatever you want to add. It doesn't matter. Okay? You can add whatever you like. That's one of the things I like about cooking my own food, is if I don't like, or if I'm not in the mood for garlic today, I love garlic, and I've never not been in the mood for garlic. If you're not in the mood for garlic, you don't have to have it today, right? You just blurp some of this on here and go, yeah, I'm not in the mood. I didn't put any garlic because I didn't want to. I did not put garlic in this, but that's because most chili sauces have garlic in them. Okay. There we go. Now, we're going to throw this under the broiler in the oven. I'm just using the oven. You can do it on the grill as well, but I'm just using the oven, and we're going to do that for 5 minutes. We'll be back when it comes out of the oven. We're going to have to do this twice, though, so 5 minutes isn't quite enough, but we'll be right back. All right, we've taken them out of the oven, and I flipped them. Okay, so now what we're going to do is glob more sauce on the other side so that all sides get plenty of sauce. Okay, we want lots of sauce on these. Otherwise, they're not barbecue chicken snacks. But you can cut them smaller if you want. You can cut them a little larger. If they are cut larger, you might want to give them a few extra minutes in the pan, because it's okay if they're not cooked throughout. But if they're really big chunks, like really big, they are going to take longer to actually cook thoroughly. So just lengthen your time in the pan before they go in the oven, and you'll have the same results. Just make sure your chicken's cooked before you eat it. We don't eat raw chicken. We do not eat raw chicken here or anywhere. Don't eat raw chicken. If your chicken's not cooked, finish cooking it. It's not good to eat undercooked chicken. Okay? All right, so the next thing we're going to do is put the rest of the sauce over these guys, which we didn't want to do is pour it in all at the beginning, because then there won't be fresh sauce to go on top right now. And this is what we want to do right now, is get the rest of this sauce. Okay, we're just going to scrape it out of the pan. Now that we are sure everyone is coated, a few extra dribbles. Okay, there we go. Now we're going to throw this back in the oven, which is still at broil, for another 5 minutes. Then we'll pull it out. All right, they're out of the oven. I'm going to pop them in a plate, and we're going to go back over to the counter, because that doesn't look very nice, does it? So we're going to pop them on a plate before everyone gets in here and devours them. All right, there we go. These are our barbecue chicken snacks. Now you can top them with parsley, or my personal favorite, a few sesame seeds, just to make them look a little fancier. Pile them high on a platter, arrange them nicely on a tray, whatever works for you, and serve them at your next gathering. They're easy to make, fun, and delicious. You can make them different sizes. You can cut them smaller. You can cut them larger. It's entirely up to you. That's about it for us here today at Anderson Acres. Let me know if you enjoyed making barbecue chicken snacks and how you changed up the recipe. We'll see you tomorrow.